Wisdom and experience cannot be bought. They are treasure to be shared. That is why on today's episode on Pillars of Faith, we sit with an iconic figure in the fold, special superior evangelist Ebenezer Akinwande, as he shares his life journey, his life of faith, and his story in the church. Stay with us.
Sọ̀kalẹ̀ sáàrin wa, àmì ṣe ìrètí rẹ̀. Ọdún wa kò wá fún wa lágbára.
Ẹ káàbọ̀ ẹ̀yin ènìyàn wa. Lẹ́ni yìí inú wa dùn púpọ̀ láti pè yín wá sínú ayẹyẹ pàtàkì ọjọ́ ìbí 50 ọdún fún bàbá wa. A wà níyìn láti fi ayọ̀, ìfẹ́ àti ọpẹ́ fún ìgbésí ayé tí Ọlọ́run ti lò láti bùkún àwa mìíràn. Kójúkó bàbá wa, ẹ káàbọ̀ sí orí ètò yìí. A dẹ̀ kí yín pé ẹ kú ìmúra ọjọ́ ìbí 50 ọdún yín tó ń bọ̀ lọ́nà.
Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀.
A ó bẹ̀rẹ̀ nípa ìbéèrè nínú ayé yín, bí ayé ṣe bẹ̀rẹ̀ fún yín, ibi tí ẹ dàgbà sí àti ìrántí tó dára jùlọ nígbà èwe yín. Láti lọ sínú àwọn àsìkò pàtàkì bí ẹ ṣe pàdé ìyàwó yín, iṣẹ́ tí ẹ ṣe kí ẹ tó fẹ̀yìntì, àti bí Ọlọ́run ṣe sọ ipò yín di alágbára lónìí. Kó bàbá wa, a dẹ̀ káàbọ̀ sí orí ètò yìí.
Ẹ ṣé atọ́kùn.
Ǹjẹ́ a lè mọ̀ yín?
Orúkọ mi ni Ajíhìnrere Ebenezer Akínpẹ̀lúmi Akinwande.
Ẹ ṣé dádì wa. Kí ni ránkì yín nínú ìjọ mímọ́?
A dúpẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run fún oore ọ̀fẹ́ tí a rí gbà. Oyè tí à ń lò lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí ni Special Superior Senior Evangelist nínú ìjọ mímọ́. Oyè tí ó ga jùlọ fún àwọn ọmọ ìjọ nìyẹn.
À ń tẹ̀síwájú nínú ìbéèrè náà. Ipò wo ni ẹ dì mú nínú ìjọ Omolore?
A dúpẹ́ fún Ọlọ́run bákan náà. Ipò tí a dì mú lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí ni ipò alága àkọ́kọ́ ní ìgbìmọ̀ ìjọ ní Omolore nílùú Oǹdó níbí.
Ẹ ṣé dájú. Ṣé ẹ lè sọ díẹ̀ nípa ìgbésí ayé yín ní ìbẹ̀rẹ̀, ibi tí ẹ dàgbà sí, ìtàn ìdílé yín àti ilé ìwé tí ẹ lọ?
Ẹ ṣé. Ọmọ bíbí ìlú Oǹdó lèmi. Agboolé wa wà ní Odò Ṣídà ní Oǹdó níbí. A bí mi sí ìdílé bàbá olóyè tí wọ́n ti sùn, Emmanuel Akintoye Akinwande. Ìyá tó bí nínú máa ń jẹ́ Juliana Ọmọkúnlá Akinwande. A dàgbà nínú ẹbí yẹn. I grew up in a polygamous setting. Bàbá mi ní àwọn ìyàwó tó ṣe díẹ̀, ibẹ̀ náà láti bẹ̀rẹ̀. Bàbá wọ́n ṣiṣẹ́ gẹdú nígbà kan, wọ́n ṣiṣẹ́ àgbẹ̀. Ìyá náà wọ́n ń ta ọjà pẹ́pẹ́pẹ́ nígbà náà lọ́hùn. Àwọn méjèèjì wọ́n ní oore ọ̀fẹ́ láti lọ sí ilé ìwé. Ṣùgbọ́n bàbá, gẹ́gẹ́ bí wọ́n bá àwọn òyìnbó ṣiṣẹ́ nígbà yẹn, wọ́n lè sọ òyìnbó, wọ́n lè kàwé, wọ́n dẹ̀ ṣe lẹ́sìn nígbà náà lọ́hùn. So ibẹ̀ ni àti dàgbà. Mo ní àwọn ẹ̀gbọ́n tó pọ̀ síwájú. Ọmọ 13 ni bàbá wa bí, èmi jẹ́ kẹsàn-án nínú wọn. So mo sì ní bóyá àwọn bíi 4 lẹ́yìn mi, ibi tí mo ṣe dàgbà nìyẹn. Ìgbà tí ó dẹ̀ di àkókò láti lọ ilé ìwé, mo dúpẹ́ lẹ́ẹ̀kan sí fún oore ọ̀fẹ́ tí mo rí gbà lórí bọ̀dá mi kan tó jẹ́ àkọ́bí ìyá tó bí mi. Àwọn wà l'Ákúrẹ́ báyìí, àwọn ni bàbá ìyàwó ìkan náà, àwọn arákùnrin wa ń bí, Ṣẹ́gun Akíntádé. Àwọn ni wọ́n wá mú mi pé ó yẹ kí n wá bẹ̀rẹ̀ ilé ìwé ní ọ̀dọ̀ wọn. Wọ́n ń ṣe akọ̀wé nílùú Ọ̀wẹ́nà ní ọ̀nà Àkúrẹ́ níbí báyìí. So ni wọ́n ti mú mi lọ. So I started my primary education at St. Matthew's Primary School, Owena, Ondo. I spent 2 years there. and then àwọn bàbá yẹn wọ́n wáṣẹ́ lọ sí ìlú Odi. I was transferred to St. Stephen's Primary School, Odoshida, Ondo, and that was where I completed my elementary education. Lẹ́yìn ìgbà tí mo ṣe tán ní primary school, mo ní àǹfààní láti lọ ilé ìwé Ondo Boys High School ní Ìdímògé Londo níbí 1969. Ibẹ̀ mo wà tí mo fi ṣe tán 1973. Bàtà dẹ̀ ṣe tán náà ó dàbí pé ìrìn àjò yẹn ó yà wá díẹ̀díẹ̀. A tún lọ sí monotechnic ní bẹ̀tí ń gbà yẹn Federal College of Forestry ní bẹ́ẹ̀ mo ti lọ ṣe ordinary diploma program. Mo dẹ̀ ṣe tán 1975. Mo wá sí field, mo ṣiṣẹ́ díẹ̀ ní field. 1979 I went back for higher diploma program lọ fún NYSC, and thereafter ìgbà tí ìrìn àjò yẹn tún tẹ̀síwájú àní orí ọ̀fẹ́ nípa àánú Ọlọ́run láti tẹ̀síwájú lọ sí lóyìnbó fún postgraduate program tá a ṣe tá a parí 1992. ìbẹ̀rẹ̀ lábàdé ní Master of Science in Environmental Forestry. Iṣẹ́ kí náà ti máa ń pè wọ́n aṣọ́gbó, iṣẹ́ igbó, ìtọ́jú igbó la wá ṣe. Thank you.
Ṣé dájú? Báwo ni ẹ ṣe gbàgbọ́ nínú Kristi? Ṣé ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ pàtàkì kan ni tàbí ìrírí kan wà tó yí gbogbo nǹkan padà?
Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀. Níṣe ni wọ́n bí mi sínú ìgbàgbọ́ ni. Mo bá bàbá àti ìyá mi tí wọ́n ń lọ church ní Anglican Church ni wọ́n ń lọ nígbà náà. Ẹ ṣé.
Ẹ ṣé dájú. Bí a ti ń bá ètò yìí lọ, a lè kọ́ ẹ̀kọ́ nínú ìgbésẹ̀ àti ìgbàgbọ́ bàbá wa. Ta ló jẹ́ ènìyàn pàtàkì tó ní ipa púpọ̀ jùlọ lórí ìgbésí ayé yín, pàápàá jùlọ nípa ẹ̀sìn àti nípa ara yín?
Àkọ́kọ́, èmi á sọ pé bàbá mi nípa ti ẹ̀sìn, torí pé mo bá wọn gẹ́gẹ́ bí ẹni tó ń gbàdúrà ni. Bàbá yẹn ó fẹ́ oníye sáà tán mọ̀ sórí tán máa ń kà, so mo bá wọn nínú ẹni. Mo rí pé àwọn ni àkọ́kọ́ tí wọ́n fojú mi máa tán fi ẹsẹ̀ wa lé ìgbàgbọ́. Nígbà mìíràn tá a bá fẹ́ lọ church, ó fún wa lówó, máa lọ sí church bẹ́ẹ̀ yẹn cathedral, wọ́n lọ gbà mí ajá, mo fẹ́ ra aṣọ tuntun. So àwọn bàbá yẹn wọ́n fi ẹsẹ̀ wa lé ọ̀nà ìgbàgbọ́ ni bẹ́ẹ̀.
Ṣé dájú wa? Ẹ ti wà ní orí ìpele ayé fún ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọdún. Kí ni àwọn ẹ̀kọ́ tí ẹ ti kọ́ ní ilé ayé?
Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀. Àwọn ẹ̀kọ́ pọ̀, ṣùgbọ́n ohun tó ṣe kókó ni pé ẹ̀kọ́ pé bíbí ire, background tí èèyàn ní òun ni ẹ̀kọ́ àkọ́kọ́. Mo rántí nígbà yẹn àwọn òbí wa máa sọ fún wa wípé bàbá ń lọ school níta bá jáde, rántí ọmọ ẹni tí ìwọ ń ṣe, pé ká má gbàgbé ọmọ ẹni tí à ń ṣe, orúkọ dẹ̀ ni pé so a kọ́ láti dáàbò bo orúkọ rere tí ẹbí ní. Ìyẹn ló dẹ̀ wà lára mi títí di ìsinsìnyí wípé ohunkóhun tí mo bá ń ṣe, ipò tí mo bá wà, àyíká yìí tí mo bá wà, mo gbọ́dọ̀ gbìyànjú láti rí pé orúkọ ìdílé kò ṣe kí ni kò ní àbùkù. Ìyẹn àkọ́kọ́. Ẹ̀kọ́ kejì ní wọ̀nyẹn náà ó ní pé ìwà ká hùwà tó dára láwùjọ. Bí èèyàn wà fairly high moral rectitude. Wọ́n sọ pé àtà ló ń jàǹbí lénìí. Àwọn nǹkan wọ̀nyẹn wọ́n kọ́ wa. Mo rántí nígbà tí mo wà ní primary school, I started like a normal small kid. Ìjọ kan mo wálé, wọ́n ti já button shirt mi báyìí. Lọ́gà mi tí mo sọ fún wa lọ́dọ̀ ẹ̀ka, mo jà ní school. Mo ní mi ò jà, wọ́n ní button mi, wọ́n nà mí dáadáa. Láti ìgbà yẹn mo fẹ́ di ọ̀dẹ̀, ó sọ mí di èèyàn pẹ̀lẹ́, ó reshaping life mi. Maybe if I continue that way, mo lè má lè jẹ́ chairman ìjọ yìí because màá ti hu àwọn ìwà kan tí wọ́n sọ pé ọkùnrin yìí ò tọ́, you understand. So àwọn ẹ̀kọ́ yẹn then wọ́n jẹ́ kó yé wa pé no matter what, ilé ayé contentment ó ṣe pàtàkì títí dìbì tí mo wà yìí mo ń wò ó bíbélì sọ fún wa ó ní ìwà bí Ọlọ́run pẹ̀lú ìtẹ́lọ́rùn ó ní èrè ńlá ni so gbogbo nǹkan wọ̀nyẹn tí a bá mọ̀ pé Ọlọ́run ò nífẹ̀ẹ́ sí mo máa ń gbìyànjú láti yẹra fún mo tẹ̀ ń fẹ́ pé kí ipò àti ààyè tí mo bá wà nígbàkúgbà kò tẹ́ mi lọ́rùn so ó jẹ́ kí mo lẹ́ ń wò ó wọ́n sọ fún wa pé èyí tí àbá fẹ́ kàn ṣe sọ àtàwọn ṣe sẹ́lò mìíràn ká fún ọmọ nìkejì wa so gbogbo àwọn nǹkan wọ̀nyẹn ni mo kó papọ̀ tí mo ń lò tí mo fi ń lo ìgbésí ayé náà débi tí àbádé yìí ẹ ṣé.
ṣé dáadáa ẹ kú ìjókòó dájú wa.
ẹ ṣé.
báwo ni ẹ ṣe ń pín dọ́gbadọ́gba ọ̀rọ̀ ìgbésí ayé yín iṣẹ́ ti ìta àti iṣẹ́ tẹ̀ ń ṣe nínú ìjọ.
ẹ mọ̀ ṣe Ọlọ́run ló ń bá wa ṣe o nígbà tí a wà ní gẹ́gẹ́ bí ìdílé adúpẹ́ ìdílé aláyọ̀ Ọlọ́run fún wa ní ìrọ̀fẹ́ ìdílé aláyọ̀ ní ti iṣẹ́ ìjọba là ń ṣe iṣẹ́ tá a dẹ̀ ń ṣe iṣẹ́ field something a máa ń kì í ṣe gbogbo wa la máa ń wà nílé tí family bá wà nílé àwa lè lọ station míì tó bá ti gbéra níjọ́ Monday ó dìjọ́ Friday ká tó délé àwọn tó wà nílé wọ́n ń tọ́jú ilé wọ́n ti mọ bí ó ṣe jẹ́ tábà dẹ̀ ti dé àkókò yẹn náà tí lẹ́yìn ìgbà tá a ti wọ ìjọ mímọ́ yìí àkókò yẹn tí ibi iṣẹ́ tá a bá wà tí ààyè bá wà fún wa ẹ̀sìn àárín ọ̀sẹ̀ ọjọ́ Wednesday àá lọ tí ò bá dẹ̀ sí ààyè àádádó dìjọ́ Friday tábà tún dé àtún bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ Olúwa nígbà tá a bẹ̀rẹ̀ ọmọ ìjọ náà ni a kàn ń wá àṣẹ̀sìn àpadà sílé ni à ń ṣe ìgbà tí a ti fẹ̀yìntì níṣẹ́ ìjọba ó ti ṣe díẹ̀ báyìí àti rí bí almost 18 years 2008 about 17 years or thereabout so tá ti fẹ̀yìntì nígbà yẹn nǹkan tó rọrùn díẹ̀ so a ní àkókò láti ṣiṣẹ́ nílé Ọlọ́run títí di àkókò yìí náà a dẹ̀ dúpẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run fún oore ọ̀fẹ́ tó fún wa àwọn tó wà nílé iṣẹ́ ipò tí a wà lọ́wọ́lọ́wọ́ báyìí ó ń gba àkókò wa púpọ̀ but àwọn àtàjọ wà nílé àwọn náà ní understanding àjọ ń ṣe wọ́n ti wà lẹ́yìn lọ́tún lósì prop wa kí gbogbo nǹkan kó máa ṣe dédé àdúpẹ́ lọ́rọ̀ lẹ́ni tí ó fún wa ní oore ọ̀fẹ́ lórí ẹ̀ sọ fún wa ó ní àwa lè ṣe ohun gbogbo nínú Kristi ẹni tí ó fi agbára fún wa so agbára Kristi ló ràn wá lọ́wọ́.
a ti ń lọ sínú ìpele ti inú ẹbí báyìí. báwo ni ẹ ṣe pàdé ìyàwó yín àti wípé ipa wo ni wọ́n kó nínú ayé yín.
àkọ́kọ́ the normal way èmi nígbà yẹn tí mo tó àkókò láti fẹ́yàwó a máa ń fẹ́ ẹni tá a bá fẹ́ nígbà yẹn ni tá a mọ̀ bóyá tú àbúrò wa kan tú àbúrò ọ̀rẹ́ wa kan àbí nǹkan kan so ìyàwó mi ó jẹ́ ọ̀rẹ́ àbúrò ọ̀rẹ́ mi tí wọ́n jọ ń ṣiṣẹ́ níbi kan náà wọ́n ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ parí teacher training program wọn gbà yẹn ni wọ́n wá post wọn síbi kan lọ́nà Kájọlá so ọdún kan wọ́n jọ wá wo ọdún bá ṣe ń ṣe ọdún Ògún ní Oǹdó so wọ́n wá jọ wá sọ́dọ̀ mi wọ́n á gbọ́ mọ́ pé ọ̀rẹ́ yìí mo dẹ̀ fẹ́ràn mo dẹ̀ láìpẹ́ mo ṣe ń wo torí nígbà yẹn ó ń ṣe kékeré báyìí so ó ní mo dẹ̀ fẹ́ràn ó ní káàtiri sílẹ̀ ṣùgbọ́n nígbà tó yá mo sọ fún ẹ tí ẹ jẹ́ kó wá kí mi yàtọ̀ sí pé kìíní bí a ṣe jọ ń ṣe díẹ̀ nìyẹn mi ò gbà mi ò títí àfiṣe tọrọ wa fi wọra ìyẹn àkọ́kọ́ mo lè dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ Ọlọ́run fún oore ọ̀fẹ́ tí mo rí gbà she seems to be my perfect partner whose back I can have anytime any day.
Wow.
And so she has been so supportive. I cannot explain that, but all through and through one understands me. She's a virtuous woman. She has this understanding. All my life, all my continue you know. Ó mọ̀ pé nǹkan tó bá ti lágbára púpọ̀ jù èmi ò ń fẹ́ àwọn adé lẹ́ni tó jẹ́ ìtara so ó dẹ̀ pa máa ń balance ara wọn táwọn bá dọ̀ èmi náà máa break wọn down ìbí mi náà wọ́n á push me díẹ̀ so that way I think it has been a perfect relationship. We thank God for that.
Thank you very much, sir.
Yes,
Now we are moving forward.
yeah.
Àwọn ìrírí wo ni ó jẹ́ àríkọ́gbọ́n níbi iṣẹ́ tí ẹ ti fẹ̀yìntì?
Ẹ ṣé, mo sọ fún yín pé iṣẹ́ yẹn nígbà tí mo máa bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ yẹn bí mo ṣe jáde mo rí àánú gbà púpọ̀ torí mo rí ìrànlọ́wọ́ ní even going to school. God has always been there for me. You know, in my secondary school, I enjoyed scholarship. Mo pé bóyá màá ti sọ fún àwọn èèyàn àti gbọ́ rí mi lè ṣe kí n má sọ because that is the only way you can appreciate God for what he has done. Téèyàn bá ní reflection, èèyàn máa mọ̀ pé Ọlọ́run dára sí yàn and that ìyẹn ló máa keep me tó jẹ́ kí n máa lie low. So I enjoyed scholarship in my secondary school there. This ATMP, African Timber and Plywood Company, is a division of UAC. Àwọn ni wọ́n wá nígbà yẹn, àwọn fún mi ní scholarship. I enjoyed that in Odobasa School. Now, nígbà tí mo bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́, bí mo ṣe parí secondary education ni wọ́n employ me Western State, old Western State, 1973. Ni wọ́n employ me. Àwọn ni wọ́n ràn mí lọ fún National Diploma Program yẹn. So I enjoyed government sponsorship níbi iṣẹ́ yẹn. Nígbà tí mo bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ yẹn wọ́n ní mo lọ ṣe interview. Nígbà yẹn you know I was so slender, mo tẹ́ǹgà gan, mo kéré, mo ga o bet mo ṣe tínrín. Àwọn èèyàn wọ́n pè ṣé ọkùnrin á lè ṣe bàbá yà lè ṣe mo wá bèrè lọ́wọ́ ẹni tó ṣe iye wọ́n fẹ́ lọ máa gbégbèdú níbẹ̀ ni I don't know me understand. So wọ́n wá ní èèyàn ní ṣé ẹ̀sà tí màá lè kó pẹ̀lú iṣẹ́ ìbáyìí because Èkó náà ti pè mí pé kí n wá ṣe interview yẹn. So àwọn ní màá kó. So nígbà tá a dẹ̀ débẹ̀ you know the first thing the training wọ́n kọ́ send wa lọ sí field as part of the training níbi mi wá ìyẹn àkọ́kọ́ ṣe kí n dáká tó so ìyẹn they introduced me to wildlife and hard life. So you know kò sí oko ní reserve àwọn abúlé tó máa ń wà reserve yẹn bẹ́ẹ̀ náà ń kó wa lọ how will I survive this situation? Bẹ̀tà wà ń bẹ̀ ìgbà tó yá làṣẹ wá after alóbi a month or so làṣẹ wá wọnú kìíní. So ìyẹn kọ́kọ́ fún mi ní challenge will I be able to cope? Nígbà tó yá tí a bẹ̀rẹ̀ iṣẹ́ gan ẹ̀wọ̀n iṣẹ́ ìjọba ni. Things were really fine at about 20 years. Wọ́n fún mi lówó ńgbà yẹn kí n fi ra motorcycle. I bought this Honda CD 175. Èmi kékeré I was tiny lórí ẹ̀ ó ní mo ń lò nígbà yẹn tí mo ń ṣiṣẹ́ ṣùgbọ́n iṣẹ́ yẹn ó tedious. What we were doing, we were trying to establish plantations. Káwọn máa kọ́ àwọn èèyàn ṣiṣẹ́ lọ máa survey oko máa ṣe gbòógì wọn yẹn. So we were tedious but I was able to go through. Then I discovered that àwọn àtàjọ wà ń bẹ̀ people of shades of character, you know, people you experience a lot of intrigues, a lot of so all of those things. And then the civil service, èèyàn láti gbọ́n, èèyàn láti ṣe gbogbo ẹ̀. So àwọn kan wọ̀nyẹn ó wà níbẹ̀. Challenges like they can just transfer you from here to nígbà tí tọ́mọ create a state. I started with Western State. Nígbà tí wọ́n create the old Ondo State 1976 wọ́n transfer wa CB. So it was we were handling a federal government project in Ghana and transfer our CB. But that machine that I bought, I had an accident with it. So and it was almost a near fatal accident, but I thank God I survived it. So I said I will report Ondo State. I will look for another job, but àwọn colleagues mi tí wọ́n dárúkọ mi wọ́n bẹ̀ sí wá pè mí wọ́n bẹ̀ sí pé kí n máa bọ̀. That's why I continue with the job because all the while I had that accident in January, so wọ́n create a state in February, so I didn't report until May or June. So mo dẹ̀ ṣe ń ṣe náà like I said ó tedious but à ń bá lọ. from there Ọlọ́run dẹ̀ ń gbé wa tẹ̀síwájú títí a fi dé ipò ọ̀gá ní ibi iṣẹ́ náà. Thank God I retired meritoriously in the service, and adúpẹ́ lọ́dọ̀ Ọlọ́run, I can raise my head anywhere where I have my colleagues tí wọ́n bá wà. Thank you.
Ọdún wo ni ẹ darapọ̀ mọ́ ìjọ Celestial Church of Christ?
Ẹ ṣé, mo wọ ìjọ yìí ní ọjọ́ kẹtàlá oṣù kìíní ọdún 1977 ní Omolore tí a wà ní.
Ṣé bẹ́ẹ̀? Kí ni àwọn ìrírí yín nígbà tí ẹ ṣe wọ ìjọ ní ìgbà yẹn àti nísinsìnyí?
Ẹ ṣé púpọ̀. Gbogbo nǹkan ti yàtọ̀ díẹ̀, má sọ pé púpọ̀. Nígbà yẹn there was a higher degree of piety. Àwọn èèyàn mú ẹ̀sìn lọ́kùnkúndùn nígbà yẹn. Ìjọ mímọ́, ìjọ yẹn ṣe mọ̀ pé ó ṣẹ̀ṣẹ̀ dé ìlú Oǹdó ni, kò tí lo ọdún mẹ́wàá tí èmi ti mọ ìjọ yẹn láti bí 1970, because mo ní àwọn cousins kan tí wọ́n máa ń lọ síbẹ̀ ní lọ́rọ̀ tí wọ́n bá fẹ́ ṣe àìsàn oṣù tuntun, wọ́n á kọ́ wá sí family house wa, àwọn àṣeré bí 8 o'clock, tó bá di bí 10 wọ́n á lọ. So àwọn ìrìnàbẹ̀ nígbà tí wọ́n wọ bẹ̀, mo rí wípé nígbà yẹn àwọn èèyàn mú ẹ̀sìn pẹ̀lú mi mọ bí mo ṣe lè ṣe ṣàpèjú ẹ̀bẹ̀. It was something that people gave very high premium with cash ẹ̀sìn. Nígbà yẹn wọ́n kọ́ ṣọ́nà fún mi níbí, wọ́n ṣọ́nà yẹn jẹ́ ẹ̀gbọ́n kan tí wo lè sọ, but there was somebody who was interpreting to me, explaining to me things, and then revelations ó jọ mí lójú bí wọ́n mi ní experience ẹ̀ rí. So wọ́n gbọ́dọ̀ sí sọ nǹkan bí tí mo ti ń bọ̀, bí tí mo dé, tí mo ṣe fẹ́ ṣe lọ́jọ́ iwájú, things like that. I just how I wish that irú àwọn kan báyẹn ó sì ń continue, because ó máa ń strengthen faith àwọn èèyàn nínú ìjọ àti believe wa nínú ìjọ. Nígbà yẹn I will say this because most of us are youth. Àwọn ọ̀dọ́ ló pọ̀ jù. I was just about 22 nígbà tí mo wọ ìjọ yẹn. But already mo ń ṣiṣẹ́, ti ní nǹkan tí mo ń ṣe. So ètò jẹ́ pé mi wọ ìjọ yẹn nígbà yẹn pé I told you I had accident on the bike. So I had terrible wound in my left knee. So and that wound was not healing the way I expected. And then mo lọ Gobi, mo lọ Adeoyo, somebody took me to Evang. So my stepsister, mommy ìyàwó Yẹlé Akínsíkò, so ló ìwọ ọmọdé yìí ṣé ká wá sí ìjọ tó lọ má ṣe mú wá nìyẹn. So bàtà sọ pé fún ẹ̀ mú wípé wọ́n wá yan àwọn iṣẹ́ fún mi. Well, the first one, my name stream bath for 3 days. That time we're going to Kibo. Only my name 7 days confinement within the premises, and I was a quiet type. Me, everybody is strange to me. About much I've been in BG. The woman said that I need you to talk. If any, I need share the consider any day workshop. Office secretary àti sick bay yẹn ní roman parlour tí wọ́n lò nígbà yẹn. So no, I couldn't, the confinement I didn't do it because it was not one, I was a civil servant, I had to go to work, and I was not stationed in Ondo, so there was no way I could have done that. Then the stream bath, twice I did to aláti charter taxi tó máa gbé wa lọ sí Òkègbó, tó wà lókègbó yẹn. The first day, the second day, the third day wọ́n ní wàá gbé síwájú Olúwa. I couldn't stand it, so I left. Bẹ́ẹ̀ kí mo fẹ́ sọ ń bẹ̀ nígbà yìí, when we were going to Òkègbó, 3-4 prophets náà ní kó lọ ṣe prayer for me. There was two brothers and one sister. Kò sẹ́ni tó ní àbúrò gbogbo wọn pátápátá nígbà yẹn. Valentine Olamide tó wà ní àwọn ló lead the team yẹn. Lẹ́nu taxi yẹn, we were just singing celestial songs. Sometimes mo rí pé in fact wọ́n jẹ́ kí aṣọ ara ni mo wọ̀, wọ́n jí kí n jókòó síwájú, àwọn yòókù wọ́n jókòó sẹ́yìn, àwọn mẹ́ta yẹn it's like mi ò mọ̀. One will pray. I was just looking at everybody like angels, you know. Ṣùgbọ́n báyìí tí táwa sọ tó olùṣọ́àgùtàn gbà yẹn, àwọn olùṣọ́àgùtàn wọ́n dúró, wọ́n ní, you know, self-carriage, spiritual self-carriage ó wà, wọ́n fira wọn sípò gẹ́gẹ́ bí olùṣọ́àgùtàn. You look at them as semi-god, but gbogbo wọn ẹ̀ ti change sí olùṣọ́àgùtàn gan pàápàá. Ìwà gan tó fẹ́ burú tó ọmọ ìjọ lọ. So àmọ́ rí pé ìfẹ́ wà, ìbẹ̀rù wà, ìbẹ̀rù wà, ẹ̀sìn wà nígbà yẹn. So àwọn ọ̀kan yẹn tó ń lẹ́tọ́ nísìnyí nǹkan ti change a lot, and well, God is at work in the Celestial Church. So then àwọn really wonderful things that were happening tó ṣẹlẹ̀ sí láìpẹ́ mi tó ṣẹlẹ̀ tí mo rí láyé àwọn èèyàn ó jẹ́ kí n máa pé ìjọ mímọ́ ni lótìtọ́ pé Ọlọ́run lè gbé kalẹ̀, because when you establish a Celestial Church ó lè má sí wòlíì kankan bẹ́ẹ̀, people you and I will come in, and from amongst us God will raise a prophet, and bí o tẹ̀ sí prophet somebody can just sit down be same vision. So in some other churches, it's only the prophet that can prophesy, that can make revelation, that can do that. But it is not so in Celestial Church. It is a gift that is available to anybody who is desirous of it.
Ever since you have been in the church, I know there are times you'll have faced some difficulties, some challenges. Can you just give us clues of how you've overcome them?
Well, difficulties, challenges, there will always be difficulties and challenges. We rely on the faithfulness of God. When God is faithful, and when you are faithful to your God, you know, there will always be solution to challenges. Challenges sometimes it has to do with how you can cope, how you can come in. I don't know whether it is mature for me to talk about that at this point. As an ordinary member in the church, could really see challenges come. As a person, I'm always I like to be a compliant with whatever it is the norm. I go by it. So it's not too difficult for me. But when I first started, it always showed for me that my garment I would just put it in a nylon bag, climb on my bike, and then but sometimes I will have with them. Me too, I did it, you know, but listen, our young men and women are doing better, you know. They want to take it with passion. I wonder maybe we're forced only can't see how to work there. But I want to be similar. Only more passion. Àwọn ọ̀dọ́ ìsìn ara wọn yá díẹ̀ láti ṣe ìjọ mímọ́, unlike in those days àwa fẹ́ à ń ṣe because we wanted some problems to be solved, because we needed certain things from God, and so we're just going there like that. But today you can't put it on. I don't know, maybe the pros and cons of that, being passionate, being a Celestial Church, I don't know, but if the movie nígbà yẹn àwọn mú like pípé ó mú alára gan ní kàkàtà fẹ́ ṣe. Nísìnyí people are more relaxed, you know, being members of the church.
Iye ọdún àádọ́rin kì í ṣe kékeré, ó kún fún ìdánwò, ayọ̀, onírúurú ẹ̀kọ́ àti àǹfààní láti fi ipa rere sí ayé àwọn ẹlòmíràn.
Daddy, since you've been in the church, how has your faith been keen inside the church from then until now?
It has remained keen all along, honestly speaking, because what I saw and what I went through then, some of those things I was still going through on the positive side. There was one thing I always think, if I don't attend the church on a particular Sunday, I don't always feel comfortable. It's like I'm walking in the dark. So I believe that whenever I show myself in the church, God is doing something positive, and then when I go into the world, I have God around me. And then in the beginning, it has always been like that. God has been very good to me in the Celestial Church. I thank God for He being with me thus far. I will remember a particular time. I used to say it with sorry. I was seeking. I wanted to travel for studies, so I came in. That time, the very first day of the month, I will fast. Wherever I am, I will fast. So that day, I think it was in 1991. It was on a Friday. I came back from my station, and then I said I must attend church today because I was fasting. I wanted to just show myself, the church. And there was a naming, a Christian ceremony that was going on. I just walked in, powdered my head, and then sat as I was sitting down. The prophet that was prophesied for the baby said that I should come. And that was March 1st. He told me everything. He says, I will be traveling. I was still expecting admission letter, He said you will be traveling. I was expecting admission letter. I was expecting sponsorship. He said you will travel. He said the people have been already concluded. In fact, he went further to say you will travel. He said he saw me in a big vehicle. It's like a vehicle in the sky. That we will travel. He gave me a date. He said 4th September that year. And there was not, he didn't say much about go and do this, go and do that, just continue to pray. I said, okay. But I knew because I desired traveling out. So when I said, this person is saying something similar. When I got to the following day, it was a Saturday, I went to visit my dad. Already I lost my mom then, so I went to visit my dad. He was already old at that time. I was almost 100 years. So I went to meet him. So I got there, they said I have a letter. So that letter they gave me, I saw it was coming from the UK. So I didn't let them know what it was talking about. So when I came back, it was letter of admission. I said, wow, this it's like these things are popping out. Thereafter, I started having invitation for interview from European Commission, EU, they call it there at that time. And before you know it, interview, they said the papers will go to Brussels. I think that's in Belgium, and that they are the people that will give finance something. I was thinking, now admission says my course will start, I think, 11th September. When I saw the admission letter, the actual commencement was 5th October, but I had to go through computer training for 3 weeks. Yes, they said I needed to do that because we'll be working on the computer. So when I now try to connect with that revelation that said 4th September, when these people might be, this thing is coming through. And throughout the whole of August, I was expecting approval, no approval. I and it was, I think, first day in September. They said, just called that office in Lagos and said, congratulations, you have an award and you should be prepared to travel in the next 4 days. I said, I can't travel in 4 days. So 4 days will be September 5. The prophet said you will travel September 4. But I couldn't, because even 4, 5, I couldn't. One, I was not prepared. All the things that I needed to do, I couldn't do them. Then the state government had to release me to the federal government. It's the federal government that would finally release me to the Igbo people. So I had problem. The commissioner who was to sign my letter was on a journey. He was not available. All said and done, I couldn't. He said I needed to do medical checkup, medical tests and all that. So I did that. The result was not forthcoming and time was running out. They said I should go for visa. The process that I should go for the ticket, and everything was just inside 1 week. But to God be the glory, I traveled on 14th and it was in the night. So 4th September in the night and 14th September in the night. And that I said, this Celestial Church, I've never done that church. And there's so many things that we continue to experience in the church. I just want to advise those of us who still don't believe much in the Celestial Church. Today now is more of fashion, more of socialization and all that. But there are more to it. There are more to it. If you know what you are doing. Pípẹ́ àdúgbò Ọlọ́run ohun gbogbo ohun ti ṣíṣe fún ẹni tí ó bá mọ Ọlọ́run dáadáa. Ká mọ Ọlọ́run, ká ṣe ìfẹ́ Ọlọ́run. Tá bá ti ń ṣe, God is always there. No láti reciprocate. Like I always say, God can never be a debtor to anybody. So Ọlọ́run á ràn wá lọ́wọ́. Thank you.
Thank you, Daddy. Your experience when you were just a member of the church and now that you are the parochial chairman of the church, can you just give us a brief experience on that?
There is a whole lot of difference. So when you are an ordinary member of the church, you shadow and shami, you can regulate your movement, your schedule. You can do that, but as a Parochial Committee Chairman, maybe the way I handled it is so overwhelming, and you don't have your time to yourself. So, like I'm here now. All of us, I didn't know I was going to be here for long. And there are times I come to church on a Sunday, especially, I don't go back home till about 7 o'clock. And sometimes I do that many times within the week. So being a parochial committee chairman is so demanding. You see, you may be a magistrate. You can be an advisor. You can be a counselor and a whole lot of issues. So it's an all-encompassing role or assignment that we now do as a parochial committee chairman. People look onto you and you have to be careful what you say. People say I employ too much of diplomacy because your body language is sending out a message, and whatever you say, they believe it is the church that is talking. So one has to be very careful, and I think I've learned a lot. This past year that God has put me in this position to be a kind of servant leader in the church. I've learned a lot. I've learned how to persevere. Before now, I think I'm somebody more of an introvert. I don't mix so much. I'm a shy person naturally, but I'm forced, to reach out to people to get into people to groups into association and things like that, so that things can get going. And I don't know whether it's time for me to. I got a lot of support, cooperation from people. I don't know how I managed to deserve all that, but I think it's still got all the way through. So the challenges are more when I became the chairman of the Parochial Committee, because the church occupies 70% of my time, my psyche and everything. And I'm grateful to God for that, because to come in, you waste your time doing some other trivial things. But if you are working for God, I think there's gaining it. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Daddy. On to the next question. Kí ni ẹsẹ̀ ìwé Bíbélì tí ẹ fẹ́ràn jùlọ?
Mo dẹ̀ ti sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan. This 1 Timothy 6:6. Ìwà bí Ọlọ́run, ìtẹ́lọ́run, èrè ńlá ni. Lẹ́yìn tí a bá kà lọ sísàlẹ̀, ó ti bá ní gbogbo ẹ̀. Ìwà bí Ọlọ́run, gbogbo nǹkan tó wọ́n Galatia 5, Colossians 3, gbogbo kí wọ́n ti sọ síbẹ̀ nǹkan tí ọmọ Ọlọ́run gbọ́dọ̀ máa ṣe. Bàbá tí ń ṣe ìyá ní ìtẹ́lọ́run. I feel in whatever situation I find myself, I feel contented and I'm okay. So ìyẹn ni mo máa ń lò each time. Mo sọ lẹ́ẹ̀kan, mo ní integrity, moral values and things like that. Gbogbo ẹ̀ tí ó ti wọnú ara. So àti ìyẹn ni mo máa, most times I like it. Àwọn ẹsẹ̀ Bíbélì tó kù, ó kà máa ń kẹ́kọ̀ọ́ láti lè máa wà bí Ọlọ́run ni. Go to Romans chapter 12, láti 9 lọ sálẹ̀. Jésù náà sọ tiẹ̀ náà ní Matthew 5, ó sọ náà láti sídé, I think from 30 something to ó sọ ọ́n bẹ́ẹ̀. Kòlóṣè náà sọ tiẹ̀ nínú gbogbo àwọn apostles yẹn ló sọ tiwọn. So ṣùgbọ́n ìyẹn ní kókó tẹ́lẹ̀ nínú ìyẹn.
Thank you, Daddy. Daddy, you have used 17 years on earth, and
by the grace of God, one day I will be.
And in this life, we have some positive aspect of life, some negative aspect of life. So, Daddy, mo fẹ́ bẹ̀rẹ̀ pé kí ni àwọn ìṣẹ̀lẹ̀ tó ti múnú yín dùn jù, àti nǹkan tó yẹ kó ṣẹlẹ̀ tó dẹ̀ bánú yín jẹ́ in one way or the other side?
Èyí tí mo lè sọ pé ó bá mi lóúnjẹ ni màá kọ́kọ́ sọ. That was when I lost my mom, because I was just preparing to get married, and that truncated the thing for another 2 years, although because my wife was already pregnant at that time, but we couldn't do it because of all that. She died at 60, so I didn't like. I felt so sad. Thank God today. Will I make 60? Some of our siblings, many of them died even before they were 60. And if I'm very low, but my dad, God gave him this grace of longevity. He died at 102, So yeah, when I got my heart's desire was when I got this scholarship to travel out. And the day I saw myself airborne, I said, is it me? I left. The following morning, I was ready in London, and it was fantastic for me. It was my happiest time.
Thank you very much, sir. Daddy, I'm still on the point that at 70, we are thanking God for grace. But kí ni ohun tí ẹ fi ògo fún Ọlọ́run fún jùlọ at 70?
It's the gift of life.
Wow.
The gift of life. when I had that accident, it was like I said, it was a near fatal accident because maybe it was either I ran into that bike or that ran into me. I was on back my mind. That bike was just about 2 months old with me. I like telling stories. It was just about 2 months old, and I just returned to Ibadan after the new year. So on February 6, 1976, I was going to my station. I left. I was handling the project between Omolore and G4. There was this plantation there that we were handling. So I was living in Ijebode. So I had that accident between Omolore and Ijebode, and it was a terrible accident. You understand? So, but then. Ọlọ́run ṣe yanu. I left that place. I don't know whether I'm derailed from your question.
No, so you're still on track.
So, what if I had died at that time? 1976, I was just 21. But God kept me on, even while in the service. People say, had lots of enemies, people everywhere. Why is it here? Why is it that? So I don't have problem. You know, I always find myself in people who just trap me up and things like that. But at the end of the day, I was always victorious. So I had a checkered career, more or less. I thank God I was able to get to about the summit in my profession. I was a director there, and to the glory of God. So, oríṣiríṣi challenges it's only God that has been at work. So, and God gave me a good wife. Gave me a good wife. I must say this, and I'm proud to say it anywhere. I'm proud to say it anywhere. She has been so supportive, like I said. I have her back anytime, and vice versa. And then the children, my children, God gave me beautiful children. We have challenges with the children too, but God is still is taking preeminence over all of that. Nice children, obedient, they don't give me hassles, caring children, and all of these things. I have wanted to mark my 70th birthday by just coming to the church, 5:30 Monday, and then do Thanksgiving and just rest in my house. But they said, you need to have the letter. No, I don't want. It's not time for me. I just want to celebrate God. Just be grateful to God. So a whole lot. And I started well. I was just by 22. I have a fully furnished apartment. I was earning 100 something thousand that time. I bought my fridge. It was very big thermocol fridge. I bought it for 47 naira. I bought that box television, 24-inch black and white television. I bought it for 50 naira. And I was, so from my salary, it was easy for me to do all of those things. I had a fully furnished apartment. Even at that time, if I was prepared to have a wife, I could have gotten one. So things went on. But meanwhile, midway, challenges started coming. Things were not moving the way we started. And then don't cross, get over it, and then we move again. And like I said, I thank God for those who He has helped me. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Daddy. Gradually, we are coming to the end of the show. We are taking the last question now. This is my last question. Is going to be a 2-in-1 question. Kí ni ẹ fẹ́ kí àwọn èèyàn máa rántí nípa yín jùlọ ní ilé àti nínú ìjọ? That is one. Now, my last question will now be, what is your advice for we upcoming generation?
What I'd like to be remembered for, when a man came to this world, to our family, he was nice, he was good, he was kind, he was so. I just want those positive attributes. I want to be remembered for positive attitudes by my family people, and I thank God all till now, even when I am still living, I still receive those compliments. You know. And in the church, I want to be as pious as possible. I want to be, come on, so I want people to say that I want to be right standing with God. I want to remember for that. It's this character thing. Because what will people say about me? And that is my guiding principle. Thank you. That is the native church. The second part of the question?
I said,
my advice. The upcoming people, they are wonderful gifts from God. Especially this parish. Our youth, those are the upcoming people. They are wonderful people. And I always say I'm not trying to flatter anybody. I'm saying it out of my own personal conviction. I look at myself sometimes. The shepherd will say, Chairman, nobody else is offering money. But I don't know what I do to deserve the kind of honor, the kind of support, the kind of loyalty that I get, especially from you. And they are number one my support group. And we quarrel a lot. Ironically, we quarrel a lot. If I do anything that I don't like, I quarrel them. And within a few hours, we are done with each other, and everything is going on. So my advice, culture, and celestial liturgy, celestial doctrine, celestial rules, they are the cornerstones. I'm telling you. You don't in this church, nobody will talk. God will not talk. They lead you to your faith. You understand? In those days, you see, you are doing, they just are doing it now. They are doing it, they will be around in the church and they keep the church like I was telling Anish, you can name it and Sorope. Because in the next 1 decade or thereabout, it's the youth that will take over this church.
Yes.
And they have to start bracing up. Because you'll be overwhelmed. So most of the youths were born into this church. And Ọlọ́run tó fi wọ́n sínú ìjọ yẹn ó ti mọ tán fẹ́ ṣe, and he's always there to empower them. So mo kàn ṣe ìbẹ̀rù tẹ́ríba yẹn ló ṣe kókó wọ́n ní lọ́dọ̀ wa bí o ẹ má jẹ́ ká wọ́n nǹkan tán ṣe in other churches. Today Omolore everywhere, Omolore èyí náà dẹ̀ lọ́mọlórí. This thing that we are doing is the youth. Àwọn àgbà olóhùn gbogbo nǹkan wọ̀nyí. You are projecting the image of the church, and what you are projecting, you have to live it out. Live it, let people see in you. So Ọlọ́run fi ẹsẹ̀ wọn dúró, gbogbo ẹ̀bùn tí wọ́n tẹ̀ wá gbogbo àdùn tó wà nínú ìjọ mímọ́ Ọlọ́run á bá mi fi fún wọn. Because your youthful period, you are using it for God. And I pray that God will repay you abundantly in Jesus' name.
Amen.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, Daddy. We are very, very grateful. Happy 70th birthday in advance. We love you so much.
I love the youth. They are all my children. I love the elders. They are all my friends. They are all my daddies. They are all my mommies. I love everybody in Omolore. I don't know. Moments or me more continue to deserve the honor, the respect, the loyalty, the cooperation that I get from them. Especially so the background Ọlọ́run àtúbọ̀ di ìjọ náà mú ìfẹ́ Ọlọ́run àtúbọ̀ wà nínú ìjọ yìí gbogbo tọkàn wá dẹ̀ fẹ́ nínú ìjọ náà Ọlọ́run á ṣe fún wa. Thank you so very much. Ẹ̀yin náà ẹ̀yin dàgbà o. You talk 70, you talk 80, you talk 90, you talk 100. Ṣe púpọ̀. Thank you very much.
Dúpẹ́ lọ́wọ́ gbogbo yín tí ẹ̀ ń wò wá láti pín àkókò yín pẹ̀lú wa. A ti gbọ́ ìtàn ayé tó kún fún ìfẹ́, àánú àti ìgboyà. A gbàdúrà pé Ọlọ́run á máa bá yín gbé síwájú pẹ̀lú ìlera pípé, àlàáfíà àti ayọ̀ títí dé òpin ayé. Láti ọ̀dọ̀ gbogbo ọmọ ìjọ yìí lápapọ̀, a kí yín bàbá wa pé ẹ kú oríire, ẹ kú ọdún, ẹ kú ìyèdún, kí Ọlọ́run kó lọ́ra yín. Kí ẹ ṣe ọ̀pọ̀lọpọ̀ ọdún sí láyé, ẹ ṣeun gan ni.